Hit it.
Let's check the audiences up. Dolph Lundgren says, quotes, I think there's some talk about doing a whole spinoff on Ivan Drago with MGM, end quote. Lundgren last showed up as Drago in Stephen Caple Jr.'s Creed 2 alongside Sylvester Stallone. Next, a new Magic Mike film titled Magic Mike's Last Dance is in the works at HBO Max with Steven Soderbergh set to direct and Channing Tatum set to reprise his role. Time for Tatum to get back on the saddle. Next up, Amy Pascal teases that Sony will have, quote, something to show on Into the Spider-Verse 2 very soon, end quote. About damn time. Next up, Amy Pascal also announces that they are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland and have plans to make it a new trilogy. Pascal said, quote, this is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. We were getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of ... We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies, end quote. Could have been a quote of the episode. Speaking of Spider-Man No Way Home, various movie ticket sites crashed with fans trying to get tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home over this past weekend. Next, Stephen Sondheim, lyricist of West Side Story, composer of Into the Woods, and Sweeney Todd, has died at the age of 91. R.I.P. legend. Next, Tom Burke replaces Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in Mad Max picture Furiosa due to scheduling conflicts. Come on now, we want Yahya. Next, Adam McKay says the split between him and Will Ferrell was caused by casting John C. Reilly over Ferrell in his upcoming HBO Lakers series. Drama. He adds that he has written emails to Will Ferrell since, but has never heard back. For the sake of my viewing experience, work it out, boys. Next, the Gucci family claims Ridley Scott and the producers of House of Gucci did not bother to consult the heirs before portraying their family as, quote, thugs, ignorant, and insensitive to the world around them. The family's also hinted at possible legal action. Yikes, Ridley. Lastly, Red Notice has surpassed Bird Box as the most watched movie in Netflix history. Dwayne Johnson touted the success of Red Notice over social media this past weekend. That's going to do it for the checkup this week. Ricky Flex, a lot of stories flooding in tonight. Where do you want to start?
Man, I honestly don't know. There's a lot of juicy stories here. I guess one that I think the most shocking headline would be the Tom Burke.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say Tom Holland. Wow. Let's go Furiosa. Go ahead.
I think that's the most shocking news here. We all been hyping up this Furiosa movie like ever since it was announced. We've been hyping this up. One of the hottest names in Hollywood is the star, Anya Taylor-Joy. Like, this is massive. And Yahya, one of the biggest up-and-coming actors, one of the best actors we have in Hollywood right now, just backing out for scheduling conflicts. I honestly don't know what it could be, because Aquaman 2 is going to be done by then. Obviously, Ambulance with Michael Bay and Jake Gyllenhaal is done, as in filming, and same with Matrix. So the only other movie is Emergency Contact, and I have no idea what that movie is, but it's in pre-production, so it's probably going to be finished filming very, very soon. So I don't know what he's doing. Maybe his own spin-off movie from Aquaman. I don't know. But how could it be more important than this? It better be, because this is a big thing to have scheduling conflicts for.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing Yahya alongside not only Anya Taylor-Joy, but Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is going to be in this movie. George Miller directed. It's his world that he's created. He's going to conjure up something amazing and spectacular for cinemas. I'm going to be glass half full rather than empty here. It makes me excited for what Yahya actually has planned instead, because he's obviously passing up this amazing project for another. I'm not gonna be this guy that just throws out a bunch of rumors here, but what have I always said on this podcast, Ricky Flex?
Superman. We
know Ta-Nehisi Coates has been writing the script for a Black Superman. I've always said Yahya would be perfect for a Black Superman. Fingers crossed this is that role. The likelihood very slim, but we dare to dream. But yeah, so what this movie's supposed to come out? What, 2023 for Furiosa?
24.
Oh my God.
No, isn't it supposed to be 24?
Double check. It's been pushed back.
May 24th, 2024 release date.
I mean, there's a chance this Tom Burke guy gets recast.
And Tom Burke,
there's a chance this movie just doesn't happen in general. Who is Tom Burke?
Tom Burke. He played Orson Welles as Mank.
Oh, dude, I liked him in Mank though.
Yeah, he's a good Orson Welles. But yeah, like he was in The Souvenir, which I've never seen, but like I think that was like a big movie. What's her name? Emma Stone or no, sorry. What's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
I'm guessing. I have no idea. I never heard of that movie.
I forget, but it's like it was like a critically acclaimed, but no one saw it movie. And then he was in Only God Forgives, which I have not personally seen, but I've heard of. That's with Ryan Gosling. But yeah, like just what a letdown of a recasting. Even though
Tilda Swinton, Souvenir.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, but like just having Tom Burke replacing Yahya is just such a letdown. So he better come with some heat here. He better come locked and loaded to go next to Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth.
That'd be very concerning if you had a no name or someone that was relatively unknown to replace someone with the charisma and like the A-list status of a Yahya. So like I get that, but I mean George Miller is amazing with these types of movies. You already have enough star power with Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Honestly, Yahya was just like the cherry on top. When you think about the past Mad Max movie, who was carried by Charlize Theron with a strong female lead, and then obviously you had Tom Hardy, who really didn't say much and is one of the best actors that doesn't really have to say anything. He's a great body, great like a body actor. Physical actor. Sorry, yeah, body actor sounds weird. So Ricky Flicks, let's talk about Spider-Man. Let's talk about Spider-Man. I'm sorry, like I thought this is where we're gonna lead off. Tom Holland was initially like kind of skeptical that he was gonna show up. At least he was like portraying this through his interviews and his press for Spider-Man No Way Home, that he would continue to play Spider-Man. He said maybe he wants to do something else. He doesn't want to play Spider-Man past his 30s, right? He doesn't want that past his 20s, I should say. Yet we hear Amy Pascal saying, "Yep, they're getting the trilogy going, right? With Tom Holland to be a different vibe. They want to still put it in the MCU, still make projects with the MCU. Looks like Tom Holland isn't going anywhere." What are your thoughts on this news? Are you shocked at all?
Not shocked at all. 0% shocked. I thought this was pretty obvious. For one reason, you can't have a spider, like if you're gonna be Spider-Man, you can't just be like Iron Man's like sidekick. Like Spider-Man's Spider-Man, like he's got to have his own trilogy, not like so like clung on to Infinity War, Endgame, Iron Man. He's got to have his own. Spider-Man, arguably the biggest comic book character of all time. Can't do that. If Tom Holland left after one trilogy, he's like in the whims, like getting Mysterio's fooling him at the end. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing this new trilogy with he is the helm. He is going to be like, he's not an Avenger, but if you want to say he's an Avenger, he's an Avenger. He's the most prized Avenger they have, most prized Marvel project or property they have. He's got to go out and shine and be the head of the MCU. And this is what he's going to do. And he deserves it. We're doing this. And then after that, then he's done. Then you got me. He's done. But this one more trilogy, put it in the bank.
Only one more trilogy. Only 3 more movies. That'd be total of 6 as the lead Spider-Man. Yes, he's had Robert Downey Jr. in a movie. We presumably like think he's going to be appearing alongside Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield here. But if he does 3 more, that's 6 as Spider-Man, plus appearances in Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, right? That's 9 movies. Dude, how many has Robert Downey done? How many has Robert Downey done in the MCU? Would that be a record? 9 movies.
Well,
so Downey's done 3 Iron Man,
4
Avengers. So let's do this.
He's done 7.
7 plus No Way Home. Homecoming. 8. Civil War. 9. Am I missing any? Cameo and Hulk doesn't count. That's 9. He would tie the record.
I think that's it.
That's crazy. But he is like not old. He's so young right now. Are you telling me he's going to have 9 MCU projects under his belt by the time he's 30? And then he still has to square off with Venom. That's a 10th appearance potentially, unless he's going to be, or Venom MCU goes to like Spider-Man's movie. I doubt Tom Holland's just going to have a prominent role in a movie titled Venom, right? I don't think that's going to happen. But it just makes you think, is he going to get fatigued here? Has he signed off on this? Was this a negotiation tactic he was saying where he doesn't want to play past his 20s? You know, it just makes you think. And I think anyone plays the same role for 9 movies, you could get sick of it, right? He's going to be rich as can be, but it doesn't sound like he's too concerned about that.
Let's do some more Chaos Walking, Uncharted's, and Cherries. Let's do a few more of those.
Well, Cherry's different. Cherry was different from the last two, the first two that you mentioned there. Uncharted, it's a blockbuster. That's like that's a money grab. It's a cash grab. Cherry was not a cash grab. It came out in a streaming service with the Russo brothers trying to move past the MCU, right? And that was supposed to be a potential, almost Oscar baity type of movie. I did draft it in that top billing, but. I don't know. I would like to see him do something different. I don't know if I want to see him do 3 whole movies. Maybe he just latches on to like Iron Man does, where you don't have his last appearance in Iron Man 3 in 2013, and then he just goes on to different projects. Like that almost is more appropriate to me. That's a lot of movies.
I'm very down for 3 more. I just want that on the record. I am very down. He needs to be Spider-Man.
I want to see the movies mature a little bit, though. They got to mature a little bit.
Well, if they're doing 3 more, he's going to be going through college, and we're going.
I don't know. They've been taking forever with him in high school.
I do agree that they should be maturing. I think they already should have been maturing, but obviously we're not seeing that. But you got to give Spider-Man his due. You have to. So I think that's where they should go here.
And Miles Morales is going to be introduced at some point.
That's why I also was questioning only 9. He could be in a 10th with a Miles Morales project or outside the MCU Miles Morales or something like that. Don't be surprised.
Next, Ricky Flex. I love talking Spider-Man. I know we could do it all day, but let's keep moving. We got to talk about Will Ferrell beef with Adam McKay. What the hell? This came out of nowhere. I didn't know they were beefing. This is the only Hollywood drama I actually care about. These are 2 of the most iconic filmmaker star combo ever. We're talking Step Brothers. We're talking Anchorman. We're talking Talladega Nights. And they can't get over a dramatic Lakers series. It's not even right up their style. What's going on? And John C. Reilly's in the middle. He's the Angelina Jolie to the Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. What's going on?
That's what it seems like, Doc. That's what it seems like. John C. Reilly is the one breaking this up. I think Will Ferrell's being petty.
He's got to be a mediator in the situation, or it just seems like he's taking McKay's side, right? He wants the juicy role. I believe John C. Reilly is playing Jerry Buss.
He is playing Jerry Buss, and it's going to be one of the bigger names in that series, as
Adrian
in
Brody as Pat Riley
times.
too.
But if we want to get real here for a second, Will Ferrell's being so petty right here. A Lakers side project on HBO. Like, come on. Like, hey, let's back it up for a second as well. They also produce the same television show that's arguably the best television show on TV with Succession. They both are producers for that. Adam McKay is more of an executive producer, but they definitely collaborate. So it's not like they're not going to see each other. So don't put it past that this is going to be fixed sooner than later as Succession prepares for season 4. Don't put it past that. So I have hope, but it's just sad to see that such a fun, comedic trio, dare I say trio, has now fallen on the wayside.
It's interesting that Will Ferrell has not done much in the past few years. His career has kind of gone by the wayside, to be honest. And maybe he looked at this as an opportunity to collaborate once again with Adam McKay, and he passes him up for John C. Reilly, which is interesting because, we know he's Will Ferrell's been on a skid. There's no denying it.
Big skid.
He did Eurovision, which it was very divisive among a lot of people. People yes, a couple songs from it, but Will Ferrell's not yet back. He's not yet back.
He's not close to being back. And
yeah, he's going to be in the Paul Rudd Apple. I believe it's an Apple TV series. I don't know if I don't get the greatest vibes from that. I like that he's collaborating with him, but we've seen a lot of Will Ferrell on social media lately and late night shows. It seems like he's he showed up with Paul Rudd on Jimmy Fallon. He showed up in place of Ryan Reynolds for a certain appearance that he had for his press tour for Red Notice. It's just interesting to see this news coming out as we see more Will Ferrell as of late, even though he's not doing any projects. You know what I mean? It just seems weird, the timing.
Yeah, it does seem weird. And it's especially weird because Will Ferrell starring in a movie called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared.
Awesome.
And one of the producers is Adam McKay, and that is literally going to be in pre-production very soon. So it's just kind of
maybe we'll get stories of a fight, a physical fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this will get resolved. I just think that, especially now that Adam McKay made it public, I think that's bad. But then again, it's like maybe Will Ferrell in hindsight will say, okay, now it's public. Now I really got to fix this, especially because I have a project with this man coming up soon. And we already do work together in production and producing, such as Succession, which is highly successful. So I think this isn't going to be the end of the road. This is just a big, major speed bump in it.
Did Adam McKay direct the other guys?
I believe so.
So it just made me think of Mark Wahlberg's quote where he says, this is what Adam McKay, I'm going to do like a verbal meme here. I'm a peacock, Will. You got to let me fly. You can't just expect me to just make everything for you. Adam McKay has gone on to become one of the premier filmmakers of his generation. He's moved beyond like these Will Ferrell comedies. He's going on to make The Big Short. He's made 2 Oscar-nominated pictures for Best Picture with Vice. And now he's in Don't Look Up. And he has Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio. And if I were Will Ferrell, I'd be more pissed that I wasn't included in Don't Look Up in any fashion. Everyone is in that movie. Everybody.
Yeah, maybe he's mad.
You didn't include his OG.
He's shown his acting chops in the past. I say it probably every 5 episodes. Stranger Than Fiction, a great movie in the 2000s, one of the best movies in the 2000s, in my opinion. And Will Ferrell shows out in that movie and shows his acting chops with the best of them. So maybe he's mad about that. I can definitely see that. And then he picks his best bud, partner in crime, to do a serious series instead of him. I think that's actually like, I do believe that.
And John C. Reilly looks nothing like Jerry Buss. He looks
nothing Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell does. He's blonde hair, at least. At least. But he's tall. Jerry Buss was as tall. I don't think Jerry Buss was as tall.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Don't Look Up. You have like inexperienced actors like Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi like making appearances, and you can't fit in Will Ferrell.
You have Matthew Perry coming back.
Yeah, you Matthew Perry in it. They should have given him like the Tyler Perry role at the desk. I love Tyler Perry. I like him. That would have
been good. Anchorman. Anchorman. Get Anchorman on the.
Oh my God! A crossover for the ages. Don't Look Up. And I just want to see Leo and Will Ferrell in a scene together. I just need to see that.
I don't even know how that would turn out. That would be insane.
I can't believe it just came out of my mouth. I just felt like I just exploded. Like I just felt like I just
mic drop.
Yeah, that was crazy. Moving on here. What else do we want to talk about? Ricky Flicks. Channing Tatum. Like, he sucks. Like, he got his thing.
Hey.
I take it back. I'm saying
we were just talking about how he should make a comeback, and this is the start.
Yes, but we saw the trailer for that dog movie, and we're like, okay, the comeback has been put on hold. The comeback has put on hold, like, indefinitely. I remember seeing Ghostbusters, and this trailer came on, and our dad, Olek, he verbally said it like way too loud. He was like, well, that movie's gonna suck. Like as loud, like, so the entire theater could hear him. I'll save him the fact that it was a very small theater, but he said what everybody else was thinking. Like, there's no way that movie's gonna be good, right? It has like Clifford vibes to it, except the dog is 10 times smaller. But it just seems like he's just going back to what worked before, and he needs to get back into like the center of pop culture where he used to be, and he wants to feel a little bit more relevant. So he's completing this trilogy that really no one asked for. I can't believe Steven Soderbergh is actually going through with it.
It's very odd, but if you look through, like, I'm looking through Channing Tatum's IMDb, like, I forgot, like, he actually is in the middle of a few projects here, and like one of them in post-production is him.
Give me hope.
Brad Pitt, Sandra Bullock, Daniel Radcliffe in a movie, and like it's already been
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, so like he's gonna be in a movie with all of them. Like, I think, like, and he's in another movie that I don't even want to mention, but Zoe Kravitz is the director, and then it's called Pussy Island.
I remember hearing about this.
Frida is a young, clever Los Angeles cocktail waitress who has her eyes set on the prize, philanthropist and tech mogul Slater King, Channing Tatum. And then it goes on from there. And then he's also in another movie with who else but Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And it's also Joseph Gordon-Levitt directing. Yes, directing. So I think this will be
interesting duo.
So I don't remember. I think this is going to be Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first directing full feature film since Don John. So things could get interesting there. So the comeback for me is still on hold, but hooking back up with Steven Soderbergh could be something that could get him a bump back into the right direction.
You got me on a tangent now, thinking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt and his choices as a director, which are maybe the greatest for a directorial debut in history. He's a porn addict who ends up having a relationship with Scarlett Johansson and casts her in his movie, and then has a relationship with Julianne Moore. It might be some of the best directorial decisions for a movie in someone's first ever go of all time. Nuts. I can't believe he got away with that. He got away with that. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was justified. Like, what the heck was Scarlett Johansson jumping onto a Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie in the first place there?
And he also wrote it. Like, this is all in starred, obviously. So I don't know. Like, it just shows that, like, people like this stuff. Maybe this one in his second full feature film can capture some of that same energy, get some other people besides Tatum on board. I don't know. I'm a little worried for Channing Tatum, but I'm just happy he's back and, like, he's alive, well, and we're going past what he's about to do and releasing Dog and moving past that.
I'm rooting for him. I immediately regret saying he sucks. Like, I hate that I said that. I hate myself for saying that.
Hail Caesar, he was very good.
Yes, but that was
hate how he did nothing after that. Yeah,
but it's 2015, I believe, right? Hail Caesar, maybe 2016.
2016.
And that was that was the last prominent thing he was in. Hateful Eight was 2015. I thought he was good in Hateful Eight too. If you have that type of, like, scene in a Tarantino movie,
Kingsman Golden Circle and Logan Lucky.
But he wasn't even in Kingsman 2. He was in
same
it for 5
year,
seconds.
Same year, he reunited with Soderbergh for Logan Lucky.
He was fine in that. I thought Adam Driver was better, but he was fine with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Channing. You're still my guy. I take that back. That's gonna do it for the checkup this week. That's gonna do it for the checkup.